Hi guys, back here with another video. We are back. I never thought I'd do this again. But we are back at 1C Entertainment's channel. I'm sorry for not having permission of reacting to your videos. He recently passed 1 million subscribers. Shout out to him, even though it's more of like incredible being a shout out. The mysterious voice I heard at 3 a.m. Dream stories? What the heck is a dream story? Let's see this one. I don't care about a VPN. I just remembered. Give the video a like.
A few years ago, my mom, my younger sister, and I went out.
Okay, you look like an adult. Why are you still... No, I'm gonna shut up.
For dinner at a local restaurant one night. As we were walking on the sidewalk towards the restaurant, I noticed a man walking towards us from the opposite direction. Well, I can...
Bruh. I don't know, like, if that had red eyes, like red glowing eyes, that would look like Mothman or something. If you don't know what Mothman is, it's basically like a myth or something. People say like a moth creature killed people in the 1800s.
say that this was normal,
Was there?
but there was sort of a creepy vibe about him. He
No,
looked
he's
like he was
carrying
in his
a bow.
mid-50s.
He's blushing too. I don't know what blushing means. I thought he was holding a body, but he's just holding a backpack.
He was tall.
What the backpack guy will look like, I don't know. How old is he now? Probably like, I don't know, 20 in 60 years.
And had a dirty beard. He was also bald. Anyway, we walked inside the restaurant, and the waiter led us to a table.
Wait, bold like Schwarz and Henry Danger? Yeah.
Then, a few minutes later, the same man from the sidewalk walked in and sat at a table close to ours.
Wait, I just realized this. Oh wait, but she could have married a brown-haired person. I was gonna say, how did she have her if she has blonde hair? But I just realized she could have like married a black hair or brown hair.
Which was so uncomfortable. I thought this was weird, but when our meals came out, I just swept away any doubts about him. While we were eating, I noticed that he was staring at me the whole time. I tried to ignore him.
And still blushing.
When my
Oh my
sister
God.
and I were almost finished eating, the waiter came up to us and said to my
Bro, is the waiter the father? If that's like a plot twist, if there's a plot twist where the waiter's the father, I'm gonna be so... That would be hilarious.
Mom, "Ma'am, don't worry, your bill has been paid." My mom was confused and asked him what he
Nani?
meant, and he said that the man who was sitting next to our table had offered to pay
Yeah.
the bill for us. Although this was a cheap restaurant, my mom refused the offer and explained that she was creeped out by that man. The waiter soon nodded and
Okay.
went to go get our bill. When he left, The man slowly
Still
walked
blushing,
towards us,
bruh.
opened a strange duffel bag he was carrying, and pulled out 2 stuffed animals.
Bro,
The shape
disgusting.
of an animal at first.
Oh,
It
God.
was the most disgusting thing that I've ever seen in
I
my
know,
life.
disgusting.
My heart started beating faster when he came over to our table and gave the stuffed animals to
He
me
looks
and my
like
sister.
a nice guy.
Being a 5-year-old girl, my sister was going to say
Ew.
yes, but my mom and I both interrupted and refused. Then the man didn't say a word. He walked back to his table and sat down. After the waiter came back with our bill, my mom explained what just happened.
Oh.
The waiter said that the man paid for his meal, so it wasn't possible to kick him out.
Oh.
However, the waiter said that he would follow us out of the restaurant to make sure everything was okay.
What does that do?
Later that night, when we came back home, I tried to fall asleep, but it was hard to close my eyes because I was still feeling uncomfortable. I just laid there, and when I looked at the clock, it was around 2 a.m. All of a sudden, I heard someone walking outside my window.
You could have said 3 a.m. and then it would have been scarier. 'Cause that's the devil's hour.
It was the fall season, so all the dead leaves
But this is, true horror story. So y'all have to tell the truth.
would make loud crunching sounds whenever someone walked on them. At first, I assumed that it might have been some type of animal. However, I abruptly remembered the man from the restaurant and began to feel scared. The sound
Obviously.
of footsteps was getting closer, and I shut my eyes as tight as I possibly could. Knock, knock, knock. I heard someone knock on my window 3
It
times.
was.
Slowly, I froze.
Yo, who's the
I
person
knew that
behind
it was a red
him?
flag and that I shouldn't open my eyes. But I opened my eyes cautiously.
Of course.
Then my heart dropped. The man at the restaurant was peeking through my window.
Why does his tongue
With
have
his
to be
glaring
out?
eyes, his eyes were fixed on me and looked me up and down. I couldn't scream at all. I just laid there, praying that it must be a dream. However, he didn't do any harm to me. He just stood there watching me and then walked away after a while. I didn't get any
Bro,
sleep
why
for the
didn't
rest
you
of the
call your
night.
parents?
The next morning, I
Okay,
explained to my mom what happened yesterday, and she called the police right away. However, although the police searched all over the area, they couldn't
Bro, that's
find
him right there. Just wait.
Explained to my mom what happened yesterday, and she
That
called the
is
police
him
right
right
away.
there.
However, although the police searched
Just wait, I'm
all
gonna.
over
Bam! That is him. That is him.
the area, they couldn't find him. They didn't know who that creeper was or what he wanted.
Wait, is he there?
But I'll never forget that night.
Why is there a dog? Bro? What? Yeah, that's totally believable. You met a guy without a head. Yo, if this is like a guy, like an I'm J Station wannabe or a Jester wannabe or a Morgs wannabe, bruh. Interesting. What is this? Short 3 scary stories. The bus driver.
This
A
incident
bus
took place
driver.
in China.
The bus driver.
A female bus driver was driving when 3 bullies on the bus suddenly approached her. They began threatening her and told her to stop the bus immediately. Other
Yo, is she gonna morph into like Slenderman or something? Or like Slendrina and then stab him with tentacles?
passengers were ignoring the situation, but one middle-aged man stood up and tried to stop them.
Hey, stop it! Stop it!
However, showing no mercy, they started beating him.
Oh
The
god.
bullies stopped the bus, dragged the driver into the woods nearby, and after a while, returned to the bus. It was certain that the driver was sexually harassed by them. Even though she returned with a terrible look on her face, her expression was still very calm. The driver then ordered the middle-aged man to get off the bus right away.
Why?
The man complained to the driver
Killed?
out of the bus with his luggage, and then the bus started to drive off. The man was upset, but there was nothing he could do. So he just looked at the back of the bus while it left him behind. Staring at the back of the bus, he was suddenly shocked. When the bus entered the curve, it did not slow down. And then it dropped down a cliff. The bus driver didn't reduce the speed on purpose. All the passengers on the bus died, except for the man who was kicked off the bus.
The moment dancing.
This is a story about a dream. There was a person who was preparing for a trip.
Actually, I'm gonna check out another one. Couldn't find anything good I haven't watched. Let's look. Mysterious happened on Christmas. Not a mysterious thing happened on Christmas. Just mysterious happened on Christmas. You heard me right. Mysterious happened on Christmas. I'm gonna search one that's like, I don't know what. Oh yeah. One of my ones. My ex-colleague tried to kill me. This one is fire. Crazy, bro. Incredible.
Back when I was 21 years old, I was a strategic firearms commander. This meant that I led a team into dangerous situations that oftentimes involves hostages or civilians who carried guns or other deadly weapons.
Bro.
I had a second-in-command firearms commander working beside me. His name was Callum, and he was my best friend. We always hung out outside of work. And while on duty, he would always joke around and make us crack a smile, even when we were dealing with pretty distressful stuff.
Bruh. He looks like Chad from Friday the 13th. Kind of, just a little. Because of the hair and that he jokes around a lot. That kind of, yeah.
We once had a case where a man had possession of a firearm, and we were assigned to take care of it.
I shot the wall.
Callum seemed particularly eager and jumped out of the van before he even came to a full stop. When the rest of the team reached the scene, the man was already shot. Callum still had the gun in his hand.
I'm a demon.
Soon after, I asked Callum why he was so eager to do it. And then he said he had no specific reason.
This is one of my
just excited.
favorite
I believed him
animated
because he was
stories.
my best friend. Later on, when I was looking at the man who was shot, I looked him up on social media and realized that he and Callum added each other on Facebook.
Nani?
Upon further investigation, I realized that there were thousands of messages sent between the two where Callum revealed sensitive information about several operations. I knew that he killed this man on purpose, but I had no
why?
way of proving it. He was taken to court and was sentenced to 3 years in jail for perverting the court of justice. I testified against him and
Ooh.
was no longer his friend. When I was 24 years old, I was still on the firearms team. All that happened with Callum was behind me, and I was happy with my life. One night I went home really
One
late
night.
after work. As I walked to my apartment, I realized that it was
Bro.
trashed.
Knife in the couch.
I called the
Bro,
police and
why
they
are so many
reported it,
people
but
posting right
there was not
now?
much they could do because I didn't have a CCTV. As I got into bed, I saw that there was a note on my bedside table.
Remember
All
me.
it said was, "Remember
for
me?"
centuries.
I instantly recognized Callum's handwriting. And now that he was out of prison, I thought that he would move on with his life. I was so wrong. This was his revenge. The next day, I went to the underground parking lot and I saw that my windscreen was smashed. It was clear that he wasn't over me testifying against him.
Yeah.
Soon after, I also
kidding.
saw him near my apartment. I
Bruh.
ran after him, but he ignored
Shoot
me and
that
ran away.
dude.
I tried calling his old number, but it was no longer in service.
Guys, I'm gonna tell you some spoilers. If you wanna, like, skip, the spoilers, I'll tell you, like, what amount of seconds, like, just go to that time of the video, or just skip by yourself. So, short story. This dude's, like, there's a man on the bus. He gets shot. And then this dude, the main character, police force man, climbs up a tower and snipes him. And that's the spoiler.
Then an envelope was sent through my door, and it
Hey,
contained
it's a
hundreds
page-
of photos
oh.
of me at work, home, and even out with my girlfriend at clubs and restaurants. These were all taken very recently. The last one, though, was a picture of Callum and I from years ago, and on the other side,
You're
written with a
dead.
big red marker, were the words, "You're dead."
Are you not sure it's blood?
I reported this as stalking and hoped he would end up back in prison. The police had
Stalker.
gone to his listed address, but there was no one there. In fact,
Obviously.
all of his bags were packed. I knew he was still in the area somewhere, though. One day I was by myself
Wow.
in an unmarked car, and I saw this Toyota
Yeah.
Yaris, and it was driving
Obviously,
close
he's
behind me.
alive.
It was my gut instinct to get the plate number checked, and I was going to. But then I got a Priority 1 announcement on the radio saying there was a crazy man on a bus
Yeah,
who had a
that
knife
did
and
get
stabbed
shot,
someone.
I think.
I turned on my sirens and blue lights and headed to the accident. As I got on the bus,
Oh,
he was already arrested.
not him.
And the ambulance was already there as
yeah,
well.
there's the
As
other
I was
dude.
about to leave
Yeah,
the
that
bus, I
dude.
heard a loud bang.
Boom.
And a man on the bus fell down. He was shot through the window by a man who was wearing a black hoodie.
That looks like an
He
Uzi.
immediately ran.
Uzi.
I ran out of the bus
SMG.
and went to the boot of my car. I got my MP5 SF out, which was a large rifle with sniper capabilities. I ran after the suspect and radioed in. They gave me an order of critical shot, which meant I could shoot to kill the suspect. He ran through the town center and went to the left. I was worried about public safety as he had a large rifle as well. I realized instead of running after
Bro,
him,
he
I
had
needed
a
to get on a
pistol.
roof and shoot down. I went to this building that had views of the right and left. It took me 5 minutes, and I was worried that he would have run away by now. As I got to the roof, I turned my gun to the sniper level. I used the eyepiece to scan, and I saw a man in a black hoodie running.
Boom.
I fired a shot, and he fell to the ground.
Oof.
By the time I
Dead.
got there, more armed policemen came to the area. I was shocked to see Callum. He was the
What?
one who followed me in the car behind me, and that shot in the bus was meant for me. But he missed. Callum was dead. I felt sad, but also relieved that this was all over. The man shot in the bus survived, and I was promoted for my diligent work.
Good man.
I'm still working in the force.
Okay, guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Peace.